Welcome to Being Friends with Jess and Toni-ann, an inside look at our friendship, millennial things, sports, and pop culture. Come laugh with us, or maybe at us, and let's be friends.
And we're back.
And we're back. Hello, everybody.
It's been a while. It was unintentional. It was unintentional.
Yeah.
We're actually recording this podcast when shit hit last week.
Yeah. We have about a podcast that we were about 10 minutes into when we had to stop last week. So everything's fine, but like it obviously couldn't be used because we were
Everyone's alive, but there was no content in it other than drinks and 1.25 ridiculous things.
Yeah. What did you miss when we recorded last week? As you can see, I cut my hair, and I would say out of the 10 minutes we recorded, 8 of it was me complaining about how much I hate it. So you really didn't miss that much.
Very accurate. Very accurate.
It's already a little longer. Yeah. As you can see, I just left it wet. We're going to just let it be where it wants to be.
I think it looks fine. It looks fine. It is what it is. She's not over it, and it will grow, and it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But we have better things to talk about than Toni-ann's hair.
Yeah, we really went on, I went on a tangent about it last week. So actually, it's probably good.
He was having a full existential crisis, but don't worry, we saved the footage just in case we decide to disclose it at some point.
Of course, there's still footage somewhere of my mentee bee. It's all good. But anyway, we're back.
Always having a mentee bee over here.
Always. And what are you drinking tonight or no?
Actually, I have a nice Coca-Cola because I don't know about you guys. So, I ordered sushi for myself, but I am a Pepsi girl over a Coke girl. Oh. But if I have Chinese food or sushi, I need a Coke. I can't have a Pepsi. I need a Coke.
That's so specific.
I don't know why. It's just it's like a thing. Like if I have Chinese food or sushi, I need a Coke. I don't know if it's the way that it pairs with the teriyaki and the soy sauce or what, but the sauce is equal Coke.
I mean, has anybody, I'm sure there's been a deep dive on it, but what is the difference between Pepsi and Coke?
It's really just I think the sugar tastes different. One tastes I think Pepsi is a little sweeter than Coke.
Okay.
Personally, and Coke is a little more carbonated, but my parents prefer Pepsi, so I always grew up drinking Pepsi. Right. So, but a Coke, I really started drinking Coke because I worked in buildings that were sponsored by Coke, so then I had no option.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's that. But if I'm having Chinese food, I need a Coke. I can go months on end without having a soda, and then the second I order a boneless rib, I'm like, give me a Coke now.
Plus, they all say, I mean, I've never really drank Coke or Pepsi. If I do splurge on a soda, it's a Sprite. But everybody says, you go to McDonald's, that Coke is just it's a whole nother level.
Well, there's just something about a fountain soda in general, the crisp satisfaction of a fountain soda. When I used to be hungover in college, I would be lined up at the doors at 11 a.m. when the cafe opened to run to the fountain soda machine to just get it in my veins. It was an addiction. I need a fountain soda. I was dreaming about it. Bad. It was bad. Anyway, I have water after I have the Coke because as usual, I'm dehydrated.
Same, but
I really have bad. I really am so bad at drinking water.
We all are. We all need to do better with drinking water. And
not my child. She's very hydrated. The kid does cheers 743 times a day.
She loves to cheers. That's why. Yeah. That's a good habit, though. I mean, hopefully later in life it doesn't translate to,
a drinking
other things. But if it means just drinking water right now, good for her.
For real. Anyway, what do you have?
So I have a new drink I'm trying for the first time. So we're going to see if I like it. So I went to Trader Joe's in Staten Island a week or so back. And Trader Joe's in Staten Island sells beer and wine. So they had Trader Jose. And I got Trader Jose Light, obviously, because Corona Light is my favorite drink. We all know this. It's my favorite beer. So I'm like,
This
you know what?
might
I'm
be
gonna
the
try
best
it.
Trader Joe's find ever.
I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. I'm a little iffy. It's only 3.9% alcohol.
Oh, that's low.
Yeah, so I'm like, this has
That's
to be
not even a
mostly
wine cooler.
water. This has to be mostly water. I'm gonna think.
Like an O'Doul's at that point.
Should I try it without the lime first? I don't know.
Maybe just to see how it compares.
It smells like a Corona.
Does it taste like a Corona?
It tastes Corona-esque, but it's definitely like watered down. I think that's probably like the difference between what makes it a
Probably.
ripoff. All right, let's get the lime in there. I should have done it for the crowd.
She's gonna aggressively put her lime in as she does.
I've always done it. This is how you do it. Imagine it goes all over my living room right now. No, because I'm a pro. There we go. So Trader Jose. Let's say cheers.
Trader Jose.
Yeah, I mean, like, it tastes like Corona that has a little bit more water than it should in it, basically. It's drinkable. I have to tell you, I could crush these on a hot summer day. I'm not going to lie to you. It's
3.9%.
imported from Mexico. I mean,
I wonder if the not light version, like the regular version, is higher in alcohol content.
right, like more, like Corona Extra.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that the next time I go. Next time I plan my, it's 108 calories. 8
Not
grams
bad.
of carbs. So it's more than a Corona Light in terms of nutrition too. So as in worse. So less alcohol, more carbs. I don't know if that is worth
No, thank you. It's not worth it.
I think it was only like a $2 savings for the 6-pack. So it wasn't even like worth
Yeah,
it
no.
really. But I had to give Jose a try. And I mean, I'll drink them. They won't
Honestly,
go to
I
waste.
just really feel like it was worth it for the name. Like, I'm drinking a Trader Jose. Like,
that is one thing I love about Trader Joe's is they do not shy away from cultural appropriation at all. Like
at all.
Trader Jose's, the Italian stuff is Trader Giuseppe, like, or like, I don't know what else they do. There was another one that was like the Chinese, like, food. They called it something else too.
I mean, listen, it's like Spanish names in grade school.
Yeah.
Like, we all had a Spanish name.
I didn't. Toni-ann's not really an easy enough name to give.
I know. I never really I had 17 different Spanish names. We're not even going to talk about it, like, because Jessica doesn't really, like...
You'd be Jessica with a Y.
Right, but, like, that was never my Spanish name. Never. No one's asking you your Spanish name, Alec.
Which is what, Alec?
He said Alejandro, but his name is not an Alexander.
Yeah, but your name, that's not Alexander.
It's two totally different names, but anyway.
Alejandro.
We need to move on.
Yeah, anyway, moving on.
All right, I need to get this ridiculous thing out because while I was in the middle of it last week, we needed to stop.
Right.
So, I am going to talk about it. Alec was watching Godzilla like 3 weeks ago now.
Right.
And it was like the Japanese one that like won all the Oscars.
Okay.
So he's watching that Godzilla. And I am doing work at home. He was off. I wasn't. Not really sure why. Anyway, I'm sitting at the table trying to work. And this man is watching this movie. And so he's not watching it in Japanese. He's watching it with the voiceovers, as we do. And it literally, you would have thought that he was watching like an animated Disney movie with the enthusiasm in this tragic movie that these people were speaking with. I was like, what is happening? None of the characters' voices matched what they looked like at all. And like, okay, but I guess really the only like show I've ever watched adapted was Money Heist. And like those people's voices kind of matched what they looked like. And like their voices went with the tone of the scene. These people, you would think that they were like in an amusement park or like driving like riding the state, like literally like happiness, rainbows, butterflies. Meanwhile, they're fighting Godzilla and like he's destroying all of Tokyo.
Yeah, that's
What?
like the Japanese way. Even the old Godzilla movies, it's always been like they, that's the joke. Like they point and like their mouths move, like, and then like 5 seconds later, they're like, "It's Godzilla," and it's like the most ridiculous voice ever. Like I think that's like part of the culture of like Japanese film. Like
So weird.
I don't know.
This is bizarre. And like the whole time he's watching it, and I guess like normally I don't really like movies like that, but because it was so ridiculous, I was just like still paying attention.
Yeah.
And then also all I was thinking about was like when they all won their Oscar and like they brought up those little Godzillas
Oh, I
with
remember
them.
that. Yeah, that was so
And I
cute.
was like, oh, I mean, the graphics were great. The story seemed great. I just could not get past the
No.
voices. I couldn't get past
I
it.
forgot that was recent. I thought you were talking about a movie from like years ago.
No. Like the recent one. I guess it's on Netflix now.
Oh, I would have thought they would improve the dubbing by then. I'd take back my statement. I was talking about the old Godzilla movies.
No. This is like a new one, and it was rough. Like again, sounded like a Pixar animation.
Yeah,
So that's my ridiculous thing that I've been holding on for a while now.
Well, on that subject, this isn't a ridiculous thing. This is just a side note. I did just watch a new show that is also, it's German. It's called Maxton Hall. It's on.
Was this the one you were Snapchatting me?
Yes. This one is the first one I have to say. I usually watch the original language with English subtitles because like I don't like when the voice actors don't match up. I don't like when the lips move and you can't like follow it. Like, so I usually just leave it in whatever they're speaking. Like when we watched Money Heist, it was in Spanish and I was reading it in English. But I saw online that this show, the voiceover actors actually do like a really good job. So I'm like, okay, like I'll give it a try. It actually was. I will say it was actually very good. First of all, it's a great show. It was great, like teen, like romance drama, enemies to lovers. It was very fantastic. I can't wait for season 2. Highly recommend. But like, yes, the voiceover work has come a long way in this world.
Money Heist was like hit or miss. Like some scenes it was off a little bit, but like I said, at least the voices matched the type of like character and build and like, like there wasn't military men going into the military to shoot Godzilla sounding like 12-year-old boys. Like it matched up.
I get you.
So, anywho.
But my ridiculous thing is back on the TV subject. So as of last Sunday, obviously we're a week delayed in me talking about it because we didn't record last week. House of the Dragon came back. All you Game of Thrones fans, very exciting. I know Jess tried to watch the first episode. She was traumatized by a very gruesome birth and she never watched it again.
No. Never tried. Never tried. You called me because my husband was watching it and you made sure to tell me not to watch.
Yes.
But I hate Game of Thrones.
Jess was pregnant
just
and
too gory for me.
I knew her anxiety and I knew Alec was going to want to watch it and I said, don't be in the room when he watches it because
you know what the funny thing is? That after I had the traumatic birth that I did, I was like, well, this is comical that Toni-ann didn't want me to watch House of Dragons because of the tragic birth. And then I still had a tragic birth.
But I mean, if they had emergency C-sections back in the day, that lady would be alive. That's the difference.
Right.
There was no C-sections back then. So
yeah.
That's why another reason why I would never want to live in the past. The people that like say that, like, no, thank you.
Well, that's like the past of the past. That's not like, oh, let's go back to the 70s.
Yeah, unless you're like Outlander, where you just give up any, like realistic expectations. And, Claire goes back in time and she just invents C-sections 200 years before they're supposed to be a thing. Like, okay, whatever, Claire. Anyway, back to House of the Dragon. My ridiculous thing is just how ridiculous TV watchers are sometimes, and I include myself in that statement, and mostly Game of Thrones fans, okay? Game of Thrones, we all know how, you
guys are off the rails.
There is a big, like, especially Twitter and Instagram, like, the fans go crazy on it. The memes are as the episode's happening, like, nonstop. Like, I love watching a Game of Thrones or a House of the Dragon episode as I'm scrolling Twitter and constantly refreshing because it's just hilarious. You have like the regular hashtag House of the Dragon, you have like, and then you have what's called like the black side of Twitter, which is like hashtag Dem Dragons or hashtag Dragons y'all. And I usually follow those ones because those are even funnier. And everybody just is So funny. I don't understand it, but the ridiculous thing is episode 1 is the example. Well, I think it was episode 1 last week. Yeah. So it's not really spoilers because I feel like at this point, like everybody watches this show live, and it's not that big of a spoiler if you
2 weeks late by the time we post this. So go ahead.
So they're in like a family civil war. That's the premise of the show, right? So like one side wants the throne, so does the other side. So Game of Thrones, but like with dragons. So they basically, one side sent assassins in to kill the brother of the king, right? Because he killed the son of the queen on the other side, right? So they were doing like a son for a son kind of thing, right?
Got it.
So what happened was the assassins were like Beavis and Butthead idiots. They went into the castle with a dog and they pretended to be rat catchers, and they made their way up into the royal suites, and they couldn't find the guy they were supposed to kill, but they found the nursery, and
they killed the baby?
Decapitated a child. Yes.
Like, this is entertaining like television? This is disgusting. Who wants to watch this?
But what's ridiculous is Game of Thrones fans sitting here watching this show, right? Everybody's like, oh my God, that's horrible. Like a 6-year-old murdered in cold blood. Like he didn't deserve that. No, but you know what got people actually like petitioning the show that they went too far? Right before they went into the chambers to kill the child, the rat catcher didn't want the dog to give away like their position. So he like lightly kicked it to like make it scurry into the castle. And everyone on the internet was like, he kicked the dog. Blah, 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 blah. I go, 5 seconds later, he went in and decapitated the child. And this is what we're upset about? Like, what?
You have PETA against you. Meanwhile, they don't care that the kid was killed.
But it's almost like the writers know like how the fans are ridiculous, because this episode that aired last night, they made sure to show the dog alive and well, like in the streets. like
don't worry, the kick didn't harm him.
I mean, it was so obviously like not like a death kick. Like they didn't kick him downstairs. Like he literally just kicked him. The dog gave a little like yelp, and he ran off. Like he was completely fine. And then the guy goes in and kills the child, and everybody's fine about that. I don't know. It's the same where like in Game of Thrones, we were disgusted by like the Lannister twins getting it on, the incest happening there. But in House of the Dragon, there's a niece and uncle married and banging every 5 seconds, and nobody's got a problem with that.
This show is like too gross for me. Like, I can't overlook all these things.
You gotta it's a historical fantasy. You gotta let go of reality.
Yeah, but I don't wanna. It's not your kind
of show.
Queasy.
Anyway, so that's my ridiculous thing, because I speak for myself. I also feel the same way. I mean, I just think that there's certain things that happens in the show and you're like, oh, okay, next. And then the second, like, something ridiculous happens, like a dog scurrying off because he got kicked, everybody was like, that's ridiculous. That's too far. So, I don't know. That's my ridiculous thing.
Yeah. That's crazy. We have other topics of ridiculousness in pop culture news, but they are a little old at this point, but I feel like we should talk about it. So 2 weeks ago, while we were winning trivia, Joey Chestnuts got banned from the hot dog eating contest on 4th of July, and like, I don't watch the hot dog eating contest. Toni-ann's honestly the only person that I know that watches the hot dog eating contest, and I basically ruined her life with this ESPN alert that I got, which is kind of funny that I have ESPN alerts. I only have them from when the Rangers were playing, like, hockey. And now I just keep getting them, and I really need to shut them off because we know how I feel about ESPN.
You must have the breaking news notifications.
Yeah, I also think it's from like because I play fantasy football on ESPN too, so I think it's like a mixture of the things.
Yes.
But anyway,
I am not the only one that watches the hot dog eating contest. Okay, it is an American tradition. It is what I say best embodies the American spirit. Okay, let me go on. All right, think about the 4th of July. Like, it's hot dogs, the sun, the beach, okay? Enjoying it with your friends, wearing red, white, and blue. What is more patriotic than everyone dressed up in red, white, and blue at the boardwalk watching a man down 79 hot dogs in 8 minutes or 10 minutes. 8 or 10 minutes. 79 hot dogs. That is just like America, okay? And Joey Chestnut has broken my heart because he knew, I'm sorry, did he really think that he was going to just sign a multi-million-dollar deal? And it's not even real hot dogs. It's like that Impossible meat.
Right. And then like 5 minutes later, now he's on like a competitive, like now Netflix is doing Joey Chestnut on Labor Day weekend. Like this, he knew that he was in the wrong, and they probably couldn't like kick him out for the Netflix thing. So they're probably like, he has an endorsement deal with a different hot dog, gotta go.
I think it was the other way around. I think he had a long-standing contract with National Major League Eating, which is a real league. Jess was also surprised to find out. There's other
I didn't
events
know that.
Besides the hot dog eating contest. There's millions of events throughout the year that they compete in, like competitively.
Competitive food eating grosses me out.
But that's like the Super Bowl is like the hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think he had a contract with Major League Eating and Nathan's to like, show up every year, and he won the prize money, whatever it is, because he obviously wins and like whatever.
Right.
And I think that he saw an opportunity that everybody's doing like comedy shows and all this and that on Netflix now. And he's like, I could probably make more money doing something somewhere else. Anyone would follow me. He probably started those conversations with Netflix already. He had lawyers look at everything, and he probably was told, I don't know, like, you probably can't get out of this contract with Major League Eating and Nathan's. Like, I don't know if that's going to be like a conflict of interest for you. And he saw an opportunity to take the easy way out and go with this brand who, like, again, like, good for them. Like, he's still getting paid by them too, but like, he offended them enough to be disqualified from the contest, but like, at the time, like, they said that if he just didn't do that sponsorship, like, they would have let him back in open arms, like, no problem. But immediately after they banned him, he's like, all right, great. Like, now I'm going to Netflix, and I'm probably getting triple times that, if even, probably more.
Yep.
So, and Kobayashi, who he's versing in the Netflix special on Labor Day.
Is that the guy that's always second?
Yeah, the Japanese guy.
See, I know nothing. I just know it's always him and the Japanese guy.
He hasn't competed in the Nathan's contest in a couple of years because he went like back to Japan for a little bit, I think. But I know all the lore. Don't worry. So I know you got to watch the 30 for 30. They have a 30 for 30 special about it. It's fantastic. About their rivalry. It's fantastic. But just doing it on Labor Day is such a kick in the ass. Like, 4th of July, Labor Day, like, oof. So,
you know what would be funnier though, if on Labor Day they get more people to view, because like honestly on 4th of July I'm traveling during the hot dog eating contest. Like, I'm not home. I'm in a car going to my barbecue. Like, I'm not home.
Right.
So Labor Day, no one's really doing shit on Labor Day.
I mean, you're either barbecues on Labor Day too.
I mean, yeah, but like, it's like different. It's different vibes on Labor Day. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Like, if you have nothing to do on Labor Day, it's not the same as if you have nothing to do on 4th of July.
Right. No, you're right. It's a day of rest. That is literally the point of it. So,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna get more viewers. Netflix has a lot more eyes on it than ESPN. So yeah, absolutely. And it's a shame. I'm still gonna watch the hot dog eating contest just because I love the history of it. I'm very interested to hear the announcer, the MC's take on this all, if they talk about it. And who is gonna step up in his absence? Somebody might be a new champion that could create a new dynasty. I mean, he's gonna end eventually anyway. How many years has he been doing this?
Right. So, like, I feel like that takes a toll on your body.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like 11 or 12 back to back, I think it was, or maybe 13 even. It was crazy. A lot. It was a lot.
That's really crazy.
Nobody could stop him. So all the other competitors are probably like, oh my God, this is the best news ever.
Yeah. So anyway,
about Joey
that happened on Tuesday. And then come the weekend, or last weekend, I don't even know what weekend, Justin Timberlake's out here, like, being a fool and getting a DUI. Also, like, me and my millennial age, I was seeing like all these memes, which are like hilarious, but I was not getting the "it's gonna ruin the tour" What tour? The World Tour.
World Tour.
I did not understand it. I thought it was like a Trolls reference. Like from the movie, like with In Sync that was just in. Like I thought it was
That's
like
okay.
so anyway, but then I got the article, like then I read an article and I got
That's what said
context
it.
and now I
Yes.
got it, which
Yeah.
is funny. But it just annoys me when like we know that like he's having a heart, like, you know, he's done questionable things and like the Britney Spears stuff came out. I'm like, okay, you're not having a good time right now, like whatever. But it really irks me when you have millions and millions of dollars and like you couldn't call an Uber. Like you couldn't call somebody to come pick you up.
Nope.
You don't have a driver. Like all of you have so many options and you chose to get in the car and drive. And then like it really it makes me sad for them because it's like I don't even think it's a thinking that like you're an invincible like type of person. I just think that like you think that you're gonna get away with it or like whatever. Like I don't know. I don't know what the thought process is there.
Yeah.
And it just makes me sad for them that they're like so stupid that they're like, oh, let me just do this and like don't think about like people are paying attention to you.
Right.
Like you do that, it makes other people think that it's okay to
or
do that.
You have enough influence, you can literally call the police and be like, I'm too drunk to drive. Can you escort me to my home?
Right.
Because you don't want like an Uber driver knowing where he lives or something.
Right.
Like
I also think it's hilarious that the cop did not know who he was, apparently.
Love it.
Because he was so young, which is hilarious also. But like I just again, like you have so much money. Like it's like disappointment. And like I feel like that sounds just stupid because you're like, why are you disappointed in like a celebrity? But like some celebrities I would not be disappointed or surprised. Right. This one I was still like, oh my God, really? Like, come on, you know?
Yeah, he's just like he was really trying to have his comeback this year after all the Britney shit. And like the minute he got.
But he's like lighting it up in flames for himself.
Yeah, he is. And like the minute he like had that like little fall, the public was just like, stay down. Like, feel like that's it. Like, no more. I am still Team Britney, so screw you. And yeah, I agree with everything you said. It's just like entitlement that like you thought, oh, it's a quick ride, like nobody's gonna notice. At first I thought I was like, oh, maybe he was driving like an obnoxious like Lamborghini and he didn't want to like leave it wherever he was. But no, it was just like
a SUV.
Yeah, it was like a normal Mercedes SUV. Like it wasn't anything that stuck out in a crowd.
And you're
like,
in the Hamptons. Like that's normal.
So he said, he's like, I only had one drink, which honestly, like, that's when I feel a little bad for him because I'm like, if he did really only have one martini, like, that does suck. Like, because that's not really that bad. But like, at the same time, you got caught. Maybe you should have waited another 20 minutes or so. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
right.
So, yeah. He's back on tour. I mean, I saw like videos, like they're still like not sold. I don't know if they're sold out, but like they're pretty crowded. But like he has to show back up in court.
I don't think they were sold out to begin with, though. Mm-hmm. Like, so, but
they definitely won't be now.
Yeah, I just you know it sucks, but
so JT.
Anyhow, I'm back to trying to win things on the radio.
Okay.
So last week, the thing that I don't understand is that we are putting guidelines on Instagram. So Z100 last week was like last Tuesday and this Tuesday, as in tomorrow from when we're recording this, you can call at like the times that they posted or around those times and try to win Taylor Swift. No, not even try and win Taylor Swift tickets. It's trying to win an entry to win Taylor Swift tickets.
Oh, that's
it's
annoying.
Not even the tickets. So like, okay, but at the same point at this point in time, we're still trying to work our magic.
Yeah, they
here.
probably have a small amount of tickets.
But
that's probably why.
in the paragraph that they wrote, it says like when you hear two back-to-back Taylor songs, that's your chance to call. Last week I listened to Z100 all day long. If I heard the song Espresso one more time, I do love the song. But like you can listen to Z100 for one day and never want to listen to a single like top 40 hit ever again because they're on literally every 5 minutes. So the endurance that it takes to try and win these tickets, 1. 2, they did not, I think I heard one Taylor Swift song the entire day. So why are you telling me that I have to listen for back to back and then you're just going to randomly tell me when to call? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So whatever. So I was pissed about that. So obviously I didn't win. Or even get entered to win. But
and
like,
mission success for
aggravating.
them, because
And
the
at this
point of these
point,
contests is to get
right,
you to
and at
listen all
this
day.
point tomorrow, I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna even try again, you know?
Right.
But we'll see. Anyway, so that's our segue into London, because a lot of things were happening this week, and we have to
a
talk
lot of
about
things. And
So
for
many
everybody
things.
that doesn't care, this was a cultural like bomb
upbringing.
shock.
Yes.
Like, you can't not talk about it. So apologies, but
First
not
we have to talk about the amount of celebrities that were there was insane.
London
Like,
is the New York of Europe.
The VIP tent was VIPing for sure. For sure. There was a oh my god. I just saw a meme. I need to send you this tweet right now. I was looking for a specific tweet, but the one I just sent you is too good. There was a tweet that I saw because the royals were there, and if you have not seen Prince William dancing to Shake It Off, I highly suggest you do, because he literally looks like your uncle, like your like terrible dancing uncle at a wedding, like just out here doing what he's doing. But I didn't like this tweet, I guess, because I can't find it. Oh no, I found it. So anyway, Taylor decides that she's going hard launch Travis on her Insta by taking a picture with the royals. And for those that don't know, Joe Alwyn, Taylor's ex-boyfriend, and Maddie Healy, Taylor's situationship, both
and
are from,
Harry Styles.
And Harry Styles.
She has 5 British ex-boyfriends.
All from London. Oh, Tom Hiddleston too.
Yeah. And there's one more in there.
Anyway.
I don't know which one.
All from England. But specifically, this is about Joe. This tweet literally says, it's from Kristen TS at Perfectly Fine 89. I just feel like I need to give her credit because
we're
genius.
Real podcasters. Look at us.
No, it's genius. It says, I'm sorry, but imagine getting broken up with, and then your ex goes and plays 8 sold-out shows in your hometown and hard launches her new man with the royals of your country. I'd move to Antarctica.
Yeah. It is insanity. Like,
hard launch. Like, they have not posted each other on any form of social media at all. At all. And then today, he gets a shout out in
yesterday.
Let's paragraph.
Talk about yesterday.
Well, yeah, you could talk about yesterday, but he got a shout out in the paragraph then because of yesterday's debacle of blowing up the internet.
Yeah. I laughed about that too when she posted the selfie of the royals and him and her. I was like, it's immediately all the news outlets were like, hard launch, like officially acknowledge that she's dating him. And I'm like, they've been dating for like a year. Like, you really needed a selfie to like be hard launched. But I guess that is kind of like our way of saying hard launch. Like, until she posts something herself, like, it's not a hard launch.
I don't really think it was a hard launch either. I think that I feel like hard launch is like,
but Taylor Nation called yesterday a hard launch to end all hard launch.
Oh, that was a hard launch of like, this is not a PR skit. If any of you are still saying this is a PR skit.
I'm literally kicking my feet under my table right now, okay? And everybody who loves love should be doing the same, okay? So this man who she's been dating for a year, he is a multi-Super Bowl winning football jock, okay? Like, biggest in his sport, whatever. He's been in the fan tent, the VIP tent, vibing for like a couple of nights in a row, right? He's with all his friends. He's shaking it off. He's singing Karma as the guy on the Chiefs, like pointing to himself. Like, he's having the time of his life.
His choreography is like A+. He's auditioning.
Yeah. So not only multiple times throughout the show does Taylor look at him, point at him, wink at him, do all the cute little things that just make you want to completely swoon. But yesterday, at the final night of this leg of London, he disappears and shows up on stage in costume. We're talking Mr. Moneybags of the top hat, okay? Like in full costume with custom Louboutin dress shoes, okay?
This was planned.
She played the smallest man who ever lived, which if anybody knows Taylor Swift, it's, obviously it's what it sounds like. A really shitty ex. You're the smallest man who ever lived. You like ruined my life, like whatever, right? She ends the song on the floor, okay?
He killed her. The smallest man killed her. And she's dead on the floor.
Yeah.
No, I know. Okay. I was just saying that she was dead on the floor. In comes Travis.
Yes.
Like you weren't saying that she was dead on the floor.
Travis Kelce comes up out of the floor with the other dancers, walks up to her, picks her up off the floor, carries her in his arms, brings her to the couch, okay, in the middle of the stage. Already people are screaming because the minute they saw it was him, people were just absolutely, and on the way over to her, he jumps up and clicks his feet like he is Berries and Cream, okay? So, which, shout out to Berries and Cream. So,
I wasn't even gonna know about the Berries and Cream.
So, and then, the bit is then she gets ready to sing I Could Do It With Broken Heart. She got her heart broken in the last song. The bit is the dancers help her change into like a skimpier outfit. And even though you're broken and you're dead, you have to go back out and perform. Like that's the skit, right? So now he's stripping her and he's blotting makeup on her face. He's telling her to smile. He is like a full-blown actor. Okay. And you can see her like coaching him going like put it here. Like you can see her like coaching him.
I think he forgot. He got so into it. He just forgot that he was supposed to do it. But also he is he's filming a show right now too.
Yeah, he's really trying to get his acting chops up. I don't know if maybe this was her way of being like, here, give it a practice. Like, I don't know. So anyway, he fixes her makeup and then sends her off and she starts her strut and she starts her next song. And he's in the background and I want to kiss whoever the photographer is that got this moment, smiling from ear to ear, just watching her walk away. Like, like I'm like dead. Okay.
I literally was like red alarms going off, and then I showed Alec, and he was like, "Oh, so I guess things are going good." Yeah. I said, "I guess things are going good. First of all, this has never, ever, 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 ever happened. Like, first of all, Joe, we had to beg him to even go to shows. He didn't even go to opening night.
He made a ghostwriter name on an album. He wouldn't even admit that he was himself.
Right. He helped her write songs and wouldn't even say it was him. Like, yet here we go. We have this man who literally just gives her more praise than ever. And it's just honestly, like, if you think they're fake, like, don't talk to me.
Yeah. And so after that all happened, the internet is literally broken. Okay.
Literally broken.
And in that show also, like, she brought up a friend on stage to sing a new song. Like, a million things happened. Okay. But like, that was obviously the highlight. And then today she puts on her Instagram, like she does every show, like a recap of like, thank you so much. You guys were a great crowd, like the usual shit. And she put in it, like, thanks for the yeah, like, and the swoon-worthy performance of like Pilla Trav. And I'm just like, Justin's like, she mentioned him by name.
Literally. It was just like, she does that with her friend. Well, like, she gave everybody shout outs. It was cool. But also, Paul McCartney was like having a dance party on the floor with like random fans. They were like, how did they get Travis out of the tent with nobody watching? And like, there's like memes that like Paul McCartney was the distraction to like get people around the tent to like just dance with him.
And I love that because I love that the biggest thing is like the older generation that's like, oh, Taylor Swift, like, she's just a pop star, she's so unoriginal, like, they're nothing like the greats. And then you have literally a Beatle being her biggest stan, like, so shut up. Thank you.
It's crazy. And then like, did you see the video of him going back in the tent and everybody was like, everyone's like high-fiving him and like whatever. I don't know, it
including
was
the Swift parents.
It was fantastic, just honestly, in general.
Between that happening and House of the Dragon. My Sunday was amazing.
I think I just forgot, and like I even tweeted, I was like, "Oh, that I'm so distracted by Travis being on stage that I forgot how much I hated ESPN doing Met games."
Right. It's nice they
Um,
won though while watching the Met.
it was, but before we talk about that, I just sent you a segue into this. What I just sent you, you have to go look. It is literally a meme of Travis carrying Taylor, and it's like Grimace written on Trav, and then on Taylor it says the Mets. So yeah, for those that don't know, Grimace from McDonald's went to throw the first pitch out at Citi Field, and it had us on a little bit of a hot streak. The Mets went 7-1 in their Grimace era, and at this point, we are still, the Grimace thing is just going. And I'm here for it because obviously the vibes are high. We're actually producing runs and hits, and it's shocking.
Yeah,
to say the least.
The Mets vibes are up. Grimace is a lot to do with that. And I do love that the players are like letting him take the credit. Like you would think that like some people on the team would be like,
so bad they have
credit
to make
ourselves. But like no, they're like Grimace, sure, like great, like they don't care.
They have to. I think they have to. They know that they sucked before Grimace.
Yeah.
So
well, because people
if it motivates them, then it motivates us.
Right, because people are saying like, well, nobody's looking at the stat that really like we're like 13 and something since like they had like a closed team meeting, like just the players, so they had like
no
a
one
pep
cares
talk.
about the no one
Grimace happened like 3 days after that. Also, Francisco Alvarez came back. He's a big producer, so like he's a lot to do with it too. And then another thing that's really been making the vibes real high is we have on our team playing baseball a singer who just created like a Spanish jam that has now become the anthem of the clubhouse.
Wait, really?
Jose Iglesias, who has been playing second base since Jeff O'Neill has been Jeff O'Neill. McNeil has been sucking it up this year. So Jose Iglesias has been getting a lot of his playing time, and he is an aspiring Spanish superstar.
Is he related to Enrique?
I don't think so. It's probably just a very common last name.
I mean,
but he has a song called, I don't know if you say "Oh My God" or if it's "OMG," but it's called that, "OMG." And you will now see anytime there's like a big celebration on the field or like somebody gets a good hit, you'll see them in the dugout going like, "Oh my God."
God. I don't think I noticed this.
Oh yeah, for sure. You go on Twitter and well, I'll find you a tweet and send it to you. But so we got that. We got Grimace. I mean, we're rolling into the Subway Series starting tomorrow, and obviously, like the Mets. I mean, now
we're gonna be kicked down because we're doing decent. So then a Mets thing had to happen last night where Edwin Diaz. Sorry,
yes, I forgot about that.
Got kicked out because of substance on his hand, which again, like I saw a tweet before and it was like, if a player gets suspected of having substances on their hand, why are we not swabbing their hands and testing it so that if it is like actually rosin and sweat or whatever, and it's not illegal sticky stuff, like then this suspension doesn't hold.
He also didn't even throw a pitch yet. So what they do to other people, including Yankees pitchers, is that if they suspect them of sticky stuff, they ask them to go wash their hands and then they could come back into the game. They've done that several times to Yankees pitchers and other pitchers.
Oh, really?
But the Mets
I didn't know that.
Seemingly only get automatic suspensions.
Right, because this happened to Max Scherzer also.
Yeah.
And Drew
automatic
Smith,
suspension.
right?
Who's the other one?
I think it happened to Drew Smith also.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
It's just absolutely ridiculous that I understand. And listen, if he had sticky stuff on him, but like I don't care. I'm gonna call it out. But like Joe Musgroves, we're not gonna talk about his years still because his years haven't been that sweaty since the fucking wild card in 2022. But don't worry, he's got sweaty ears that he touches constantly.
Oh, that's so gross. I forgot about that.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm not over it.
I don't like I'm not a fan of our manager, Carlos Mendoza. I think he's just a wet mop. And
honestly, I forgot about him. I forgot that he existed, honestly.
And I don't like how he doesn't, like, he forgets he's supposed to support his players. Like, so he,
Right, like he didn't even get out of the dugout last night to go and
no,
like be like,
and
nah.
in the post game, like, interviews, he was like, yeah, I mean, the umpire said that, like, they were sticky stuff, so, you know, like, what are we gonna do? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, no. You
Bison.
say, I know my player, it was rosin. They don't have, like, a standard. They should have a standard. Why is it different for other people and not for him? This is ridiculous. We're gonna appeal this. That's what you're supposed to say as a manager. Stand behind your freaking team.
Also, it's the last inning. Get thrown out, bro. Get thrown out. Do
Thank you.
something. Terry
He's a wet
Collins
mop.
it. Literally get on the field and yell. Like,
Like, I didn't disagree that we needed new blood after the last couple of seasons, but compared to Terry Collins and Buck Showalter, this guy is literally like
Mickey
watching
Callaway would have got out there and yelled at the guy.
Who?
Mickey Callaway would have even got out there and yelled at the
forgot.
umpire.
I completely forgot about Mickey Callaway. Like, absolutely, completely.
Honestly, I did
forgot
too,
about
and his name just came back to me, and I was like, yeah, that guy would fight too.
I was like, who?
Told you everything you need to know.
You know who I think should have been our manager this year? Who's the guy that was the Gabe Kepler. The guy that was the Giants coach. He is hot as hell. You know who I'm talking about or no?
That's the only reason why you wanted to? I think I do. But that's the only reason why you want him to be the coach, because he's hot.
Well, he retired. Like, he doesn't I think maybe, like, now he just coaches, like, high school or something like that. But, like, he is, like, his Instagram's all thirst traps. Like, he knows it. Like, he is so hot. Yes, that is the only reason why I wanted him as a manager. The Giants didn't do, like, that terrible under him. Like, give it a go.
Yeah, why not?
You look good, you feel good, you play good, and I think that having that man as the head coach would have taken us somewhere. Just saying.
Listen, I won't disagree with that. But yeah,
I'll have to get
so
in.
the
I'll
Mets
get
are
in
out
Steve
here
Cohen's ear.
Metsing. And
that's the other thing. Is it Grimace? I love Grimace, but is it Grimace that started this, or is it the fact that I talked to Steve Cohen right before that this streak started?
oh my god, of course you're gonna take credit.
I got in his ear. Okay, I'm just saying. He told me not to lose faith, and then next week, look what happens. Just saying. Continue.
I have nothing else to say about the Mets, but please tell me how Welcome to Wrexham and the Mets coincide on an ending note.
Sure. On an ending note, another TV blurb very quickly. I have finally finished. I'm all caught up on Welcome to Wrexham, which, if people don't know, is about how Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney bought a soccer team in Wales, Wrexham, to like save them, essentially. Like, they were like the lowest. They were non-professional, basically. Like, they were non-league.
I did want to watch this, so I'm actually excited that you watched it.
It's 3 seasons. And if you like a good sports documentary, you should watch it. But even more reasons that I love the documentary so much is because it's about, obviously, like, how the team does, and they're trying to improve the team and all that. But it's about, like, the town of Wrexham, like, and how it's cool. Very, like, blue collar and, like, mining and, like, all this. Like, they're kind of down the dumps a little bit because they have such a shitty football team. And, like, through this transformation, like, they're, like, meeting everybody in the community. Like, they interview, like, working people in the community, like, people that own businesses, like, everything. Cool. And, like, it's really, like, heartwarming to see, like, how much a sport can, like, bring up a whole town. And, like, my point, and I gotta look at my note just so I remember what my point was. Like I said, I think there's just, like, a lot of Mets parallels, like,
because the Mets, like, suck and we still support them.
Are a team that always sucks. So, and we always support them no matter what. And you see that when you watch Welcome to Wrexham. Like, I use the example, there's a 100-year-old man that they interviewed in this most recent season, okay? Think about, like, when the Cubs won the World Series and they had all of, like, the nonagenarians saying, like, I've never witnessed the Cubs win a World Series. Like,
right.
A man like that, like, he is a 100-year-old Welsh man, 0 teeth, okay? Like, you know, old. And all he wanted to do was go, like, he just wanted to see them back in the English Football League. Like, right. Which means they had to be promoted, because in soccer, you have to be top of your league and you get promoted. They explained it all in the show if you aren't familiar with, like, English football. So
right.
This man, he was breaking my heart. I was starting crying because again, like I just always think like that's gonna be me. Like the same way I thought, like the old cuts people, like that is me. Like that's gonna be us. We're gonna be 90 something years old and be like,
We've
I
already
just
made
would
it
like
30
to
years.
see. I would like to see one World Series win before I die. Is that like so much to ask? I've been through so much. They are my life. Why can't they just win? Okay. So Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, I think I say his name right. I don't know if I do.
Yeah, I think that is how you say it.
They invite him to the they call it the race course. That's the name of the stadium. For like a pregame like birthday celebration. So while they're playing like a big game, they all like the whole crowd of like 40,000 people sing happy birthday to him. Yeah, like give him his custom jersey. All the players sign it. They all take pictures with him. I am in tears, okay? And they give him like a front row seat to watch the game. The team loses like 6-0. Okay. So I'm just like, this is us. Like this is us. Like they couldn't, and even Ryan Reynolds, like they couldn't give the poor guy a win, like on his birthday. Like what are we doing here? And I'm like, exactly. And that, like we would say, that's so Mets. Like so, there's just a lot of parallels.
That's
so
hilarious.
I think you should watch it. It's on Hulu or Disney or whatever. But
yeah, I definitely want to.
It's just you have to invest a little bit of time. It's 3 seasons, but I think it's very good.
You know me, I love me some Ryan Reynolds, so you don't have to tell me twice to watch it.
The two of them are really funny, and again, I like how they dumb it down. Like they know a lot of Americans are watching, so they actually have like diagrams of like how this divisions work and like what needs to happen, nice. And like they go into a lot of detail about it. So I appreciated it. It doesn't make me a soccer fan, but like I guess like piggybacking off Ted Lasso, it's gotten me like a little bit more in the spirit. You know?
Speaking of sports documentaries, I just want to say that we played the wrong sport growing up. Alec and I started Full Swing on Netflix the other day, which is the golf documentary. This man came in 36th place and went home with $100,000.
What?
I was like, you 36th and you can make a year's salary in one golf tournament?
Yeah, but how good you have to be to even make it into the tournament? Like,
I mean, yeah, okay, yes, but apparently, so if you don't make it to like Saturday, you don't get paid at all.
Oh,
that's how golf works. So like, but if you make it into that Saturday, Sunday, you're getting paid, and like, you're making tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Up to millions. Like if you win, you make millions.
Yeah.
And here I am, and Alec is like, oh well, the caddy like gets some of that too. And I'm like, even if you got 25% of that as a caddy, you're still
I don't think you would get that much.
No, they get like 3 to 7%. I was like, these greedy ass mofos, like you made $4 million or $400,000. You can't give a guy $100,000. You still have $300,000.
I mean, they probably earn a salary too, though. No, so it's like a tip.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, that's horrible.
The thing. You literally are just like making your money. Like if you, that's how you make your money, by winning and placing in tournaments. Same with the caddies. Like if that's not your only job, like if that's your only job, you're not getting paid unless your guy is doing good.
Well, I would hope win or lose, they tip them.
Oh, well.
They just tip them more if they win, I would think.
I think that they're like trying to cover, like they were saying, the goal is to like cover the expenses of the weekend at least. Which is fine, like, okay, like the travel, whatever, like, so obviously if they win, it's better for all of them because
do they explain this in the show?
Kind of. It's very interesting.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I've been obviously like watching golf since I started dating Alec, and at first I was like, this is so boring, but the more that like you get into it, you kind of like, you're like, shank it. Like, oh, he's gonna, like you start rooting for someone, and then you're like, miss it.
Remember my basketball and hockey parade not even a month ago. I mean,
like you do, and like honestly, it's kind of like nice because like it's the summer, and like you can like chill on the couch and then go outside and then come back, and like it's still going on. It's not like a football game where like you need to be like invested, or like other sports.
Melissa's husband Anthony, he is the one that told me to watch Welcome to Wrexham because he's a huge soccer nut.
Soccer fan.
And he's also a big golfer. So he's like, then you should watch Full Swing. And I'm like, all right, let's slow our roll. So I don't know. Maybe I'm on a sports doc kick.
Well, it's also interesting because like during this is like when Live Golf started also.
Yeah.
So like you're kind of like seeing like the thought process of the people being like, should I go? Should I not go? What should I do? So it's very interesting. It is interesting.
If I have nothing else to watch, maybe I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Honestly, documentary people that make documentaries have a lovely gift because they will make you interested in anything if it's well done enough.
Right.
Like because I don't have any interest in golf, but if you make it entertaining and compelling enough, I'll binge that whole shit in a week. Like, no doubt.
Right. I agree with that.
As long as it's an interesting topic and the way you sell it and the way you talk about it, that's again, back to Welcome to Wrexham. That's why I love it so much. Because do I really care about soccer or football? Like, no. But like, they let you like meet each player intimately. They tell them about their husband, their wives, their kids. If they're having like health struggles, like what's going on in their family. Like, they get you connected to all these people. So like, it's very nice.
That was like Quarterback. I like that documentary like a lot.
I still haven't watched that. That's still on my Netflix list.
Yeah, I did like that one a lot too. But like again, like you said, like you get invested in the people's like because you know their names, but like then you get invested in like their story, and it's I don't know, it's cool. But anyway, on that note,
anything else or
we covered such a like I think we did a good job covering it all, honestly.
Yeah, we thought
for
that
a double
was
weeker.
Too long, but we covered it all.
We tied it all in together well. I'm proud of us, honestly.
The Segway Queens.
Go us. Go us. Oh my God, I forgot my tidbit.
What?
Today I had a proud mom moment.
Okay.
My child picked up my phone and she held it out and she said, TT, TT, TT. And I was like, Tay Tay? Yeah.
Oh, I thought she meant me.
No. I had to put on Taylor Swift for her, and then she started dancing.
Oh, yay!
She did this 4 times. My husband, not so happy. Me, ecstatic.
Yes.
And on that note, thanks for being our friend.
I had a coworker send me a video of her child dancing to Cruel Summer emphatically in their living room, and she goes, I feel like you'd be the only person who appreciates this. And I'm like...
My sister said that the baby was in the pool at my aunt's house last week, and they didn't even realize that Cruel Summer was playing, and she was dancing in the pool.
Actually, she was dancing to Willow, and I go, oh my God, you have an Evermore girlie on your hands? She's like, I don't know what that means. I go, I respect her so much. She's like 4. I'm like, I respect her so much.
She was swaying upstairs to Willow also before. Like, it was just hilarious. It was, I was like, oh my God, never been prouder.
Girl. I'm a proud aunt. We're doing our jobs right. That's all I can say.
I felt so
really
accomplished.
thought TT meant me, though. We're going to have to figure out a nickname for me soon, because, I mean...
Okay, well, I've been trying to teach her, like, Tay-Tay, Taylor, Tay. I'm like, you know, like, when she's on the car, I'm like, who sings this song? Tay. But she came out with TT, and I was like, what are you talking about? And she's, like, clicking my phone. And I was like, oh, man, okay.
I'm so proud.
I will let you out in a minute. This dog is growling at me. On that note...
That was great. That was great. And also, I'm definitely going to have to clip. There was that moment at the end. We both were like about to say something. And I'm pretty sure we were synchronized. So we're going to have to do that. Not that I remember what I was going to say. But that was funny. All right.
Anyway.
Great episode.
Thanks for being our friends, pals.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, friends. Wow, you listened to the whole thing. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform and share it with your friends. Ratings, reviews, and comments help as well. See you next week. Thanks for being our friend.